So yeah, I think the team fight is better for skirmishing for Navi, but BetBoom will completely wipe them if they get a valuable black hole off, to be certain.
Exactly. I think the mid lane also matters a lot here. We see that Navi eventually put Noah in the mid lane, which we talked about this being okay. I would say that you probably are looking for rotations early. I wonder how good Zeus is though at getting a kill on Caudle.
Stop? Dude, can you stop?
Maybe Solo's the one to rotate, honestly.
And
I think you just need an
wanna-
extra stun.
Sorry, I just want to correct myself from earlier. I stated incorrectly that Gaming Gladiators had beaten Entity. It was actually Entity that took the 2-1 victory. So Entity currently in the grand finals, waiting to play a best of 5. And Gaming Gladiators are going to be watching keenly here and taking notes on who they are going to face in those lower bracket finals.
Did Gaming Gladiators win? Actually, I'm just going to check now.
They did win one game. They won the first game.
They won the first game. Okay, so they actually... Alright, they lost the Arc Warden support game. I don't know if you saw that. They did a 4 Arc Warden for Tofu, which I think is very interesting.
Big fan.
Yeah, it's a build that we've been seeing in pubs, by the way, so it's actually not, like, unknown of. It actually seems pretty decent, in my opinion, like 5 and 4 Arc Warden, but it is a little bit wild to experiment with.
Admiral is on board.
Maybe not the most common one you'd see these days. I'm interested as well as Gilger. This time he's going to be a 4, right? We've been seeing all these qualifiers Psychic Marcy, right? But it's always the Marcy in the safe lane. I'm wondering if Gilger will still go for the traditional rebound and dispose Marcy, or if he'll actually max the Sidekick. Psychic with MP seems pretty strong.
Yeah,
maybe not as much as Razor.
Yeah, no, I mean, it still seems decent, right? At just a lumbering hero in lane, relatively speaking, that wants to just right-click people. I mean, there's no auto-attack modifier, sure, granted, but still seems like that might be a decent enough combo. I'm just looking at their last match, the last 2 times these two teams played, and that was going to be in the first week of BTC for the summer tour. So I believe that was actually on 731C and not D. Just as a heads up. BetBoom, they also picked mid-Coddle against them and did end up losing, but that actually was, I think, more to do with Navi getting the Enigma as well as the Bat Rider themselves. Those were 2 40-minute games heading the way of Navi.
And BetBoom are they fans of the tempo drafts, right? Usually want, like, pseudo win condition in the off lane, fast hero for Laurel, right? They like giving him like Coddles, Void Spirits, these kind of heroes. Sure, they wanted to scale pucks, right? But you also want to have an early activation. I have not really seen them, or I don't think they're as successful with, say, Laurel Zeus, which I honestly haven't seen too much.
Step lively now.
Which is a slower mid hero as an example, right?
Yeah, I struggle to think of a mid hero that's faster than Coddle that is also still pickable. I guess like maybe a Huskar would be up there.
Oh, which he does play actually. Yeah. At least he used to play when he was on what was the name of that team? Next Generation?
Could have been. Yeah. Or Team Generation. It was one of those two.
Some sort of generation thing. Yeah, which was in Div 2 EU. That's actually where these guys were scouted from, by the way. They lost one season. They were sponsored, and then they went through open qualifiers, changed their name, lost the sponsorship.
Yep. I think DeHawk got picked up from his season 2 of season 2. Okay, we'll call it the TI-10 season of DPC, right? The year there were only 2 tours when they were called seasons. He played for Prosty Esley, and that team did not look very good, unfortunately. But he was certainly a shining star on that team. Yeah. I'm glad that he's been picked up by a team that can better suit him, you know?
So Neko and him make a really good duo, I think. They're both very solid, and I think they have a really similar idea of the game and how much they have to put effort in, right? I think they're both really sweaty, which is a great thing when you're playing Pro Dota.
I agree, and I think something that I've always admired about Eastern European captains and players, but mostly captains because they're the ones that tend to do interviews, right? So I'm a bit biased there. Is just how frankly they look at the game, you know? As much as I love the big personalities of the Western Dota 2 scene, and I absolutely love them, you know, like your Sumails, right, tweeting, I know I'm the greatest, you dissatisfied punk. You don't really get that in the Eastern European scene. It's much more of a, you know, well, the draft wasn't amazing for us, and we needed to do this, and they did this very well kind of stuff, you know?
Sure, yeah, for sure. Always excited to watch Neko or DeHawk talk about the game as well. I think people these days also have a conception of DeHawk as like a
sorry, did you catch Gilger there? He actually got the dispose onto solo.
Good job, Gilger. Yeah, I was gonna say I think they have a conception of him as like a one-trick pony, and I don't think people remember that DeHawk has played in a lot of teams, including NIP in a Western team, right? And he's shown a wide variety of heroes. I don't think people should consider him a one-trick pony just because he first picks his carry. He just thinks they're good in the meta. It's not because he can't play other heroes. He's actually quite a versatile carry.
Yeah, and there's a lot of value to that in the draft, right? I always think back to, you know, I wasn't really watching competitive Dota around then, but the TI3 Alliance, you know, I've heard stories of where you just had to ban 2 heroes against Alliance.
Yeah, Bulldog.
In this case, you know, Dahawk's NP and Visage for a lot of teams until they kind of figured out how to play against it was like must-ban material. And then he got whatever other carry he desired.
And when we talked to Seb, I remember he was saying that the Hawk was trying out weird new things in pubs as well. Like Night Stalker carry he was trying out, which is more common. He mentioned something that did not really work out for them, but I forgot what it was. I know he's a fan of the Alchemist these days as well, because he just believes in tempo, right? And his team is well suited for tempo. As we're seeing right now, no one is dealing really well with this Coddle mid, just ignoring the lane altogether. He has push, so it works out, and also abusing the small camp. They have also blocked that Coddle... Oh, sorry, they have not blocked that Coddle cap, so he's free to farm it. Never mind. Saw a sentry on the high ground.
Double bracer as well for the Kunkka, so he can tank.
Bottom.
Yeah, pretty well. They might actually get him here.
They will. The other ones deal too much damage. Gilger, with only 1 point dispose and 1 point of rebound. They have a 3rd point. We'll see where it goes. It goes to rebound, so it's going to be an initiator, Marcy.
I have to say, I think that was Na'Vi thinking that they could, you know, they just did the math wrong there, unfortunately. They went for a pretty bold play. A solo is also going to pay the price for that one off a quick initiation from Gilger. They simply thought they could kill the Eidolons with that level 2 spin, and the Crystal Nova, they were incorrect. The Hawk going for the TP out. They missed the Timber Chain, and Whirling Death is going to cut him down.
That TP felt longer than usual, but Laser, he calculated it well. Good Whirling Death there. And that kill against the Hawk is important. Honestly, we talked about how early he rotates, right? You will see some rotation at level 4 at the Hawk. You know, usually it's level 5, I think, is a little power spike before he gets an item. And killing him early is a big deal, because he's a big tempo setter for his team. Especially when you have a Coddle mid.
I think Na'Vi have addressed this pretty nicely in the draft. Kunkka,
yes,
he feels like a pretty ungankable hero, doesn't he? He's level 6
Agreed.
now with Boat. I mean, I'm sure they could get it done with 4 heroes, but you know, I mean, come on, Na'Vi is certainly going to do something against that.
Jug is the only real gankable hero, right? Because Timber's also kind of ungankable. So you are pretty, your movements are obvious, right? And if you kill Jug, I mean, it sucks, but Timber and the Kunkka can recover anyway. Help him recover, mind you. Sweden is strong, trying to get away from the Clockwork. Remember, you can't jump when the battery assault hits you, so it's kind of difficult to get that jump with the precise timing.
No one's actually rotating as well. He just, I think he walked home and walked back top lane. They are looking for a kill early onto Dahawk.
Oh, that's important. X marks the spot. They set up for the boat. And that's going to hit. As Dahawk gets sent back to his death. Easy kill for Na'Vi. Once again, they know what the target is. It's Dahawk center.
The second death already for Dahawk. Mid lane, though, Laurel has been left to his own devices, and his device of choice is going to be the BOT, so those are coming online just after the 6-minute mark. Around 6:30, 6:45 is when they'll be delivered. But this is a pretty serious push that BetBoom are proposing. Dahawk can instantly TP in, and in fact, he's doing exactly that. So they are going to bolster this push. And again, this is something that's amazing to watch him play. I think the push from Na'Vi just simply isn't quite as fast. They do have the wagon up top lane, and of course, Lays can easily tank, but you can see it's going to be the Radiant's middle tier 1 going down well before no one can walk over to mid and do anything about it.
Yeah, look at the tier 1 top. Laurel actually rotating. Perhaps he wants to defend this. Good use of the glyph there. Lays probably won't be killed by Laurel. There's no point to Solar Bind, which is usually what condemns the Timber. Of course, also no Vessel or even an Urn. And Lays needs the creeps to push.
Yeah, no, but that was a pretty nice play. All Coddle wanted to do was aggro the wave so that Sweden Strong had to tank for tower. He can only tank 2 or 3 shots. Doesn't really defend the tower too long, but does at least make Na'Vi, you know, really have to work for it. It was a good move. It was a good move.
Yeah, you know, I agree. Obviously, they're taking advantage of the fact that... or BetBoom trying to take advantage of the fact they have an MP, and the enemy team is, like you said, slower push, right? They can really shove out lanes, but to actually attack the tower, you need some help.
Here they go bottom. On to Natus. X mark the spot. Torrent as well, already spinning to win. Torrent perfectly timed here for the lockdown, and they have the kill easily before the threat of the black hole can even scare them.
Top lane, Laurel, maybe could be in trouble. Gilger, though, chasing, and Sweden Strong will be killed by the Illuminate as Lays. And Gilger gets his choice. He wants to finish off Gilger. That Sprout actually added damage, but Gilger is helped out by the Hawk's body block, so he can rebound to safety. The Hawk, you know, making up for his mistakes there.
I'm pretty sure those trees count, right? That was a lot of tree bonus damage.
Yeah. You gotta be careful when you sprout the Timber. It's good in the middle of Timber Chain, though. It can really block the Timber Chain.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Yeah, Gilger nearly died to that. You know, sometimes the Hawk will do that just to force spells.
He's gonna go for Midas now, so okay. Usually we see a lot of Maelstrom on the Hawk NP. I guess Midas is very popular these days, and he does need to recover.
There's a DD rune online for Suneko. Good damage, and actually with the battery assault, they interrupt them. They need a little bit more. One more right click and they'll have him.
Oh, no!
The cast point! It's too slow, and now Suneko might even take a death here. Infused raindrops do keep him protected from Sweet and Strong's magic damage, and Gilger cannot catch up to him in time, but that's the Heavenly Jump cast point delay. Just couldn't get off that attack.
Yeah, honestly. That's wild. And attack speed slow as well, right? I don't know, maybe he should have just kept walking close to him, but I think he couldn't have killed him anyway. That's the Bracer also coming into play for Lays. This build that we've seen on these Timbers these days. You know, one extra Bracer, kind of making a difference in these early ganks. As people realize that Timber is not as unkillably tanky as it used to be, right? He needs a little bit of help from that extra Bracer until it reaches level 10. Jug also going for the Midas, so this is full on the build for Vitu in every game.
Okay, I've got to take a look at the Midas statistics then. This seems relatively new, this patch, which we've been on for a while now already. Yep. Feels like what? I said first week of June 9th, about maybe June 13th or something around that is when we had the patch. So, no, I think
heard an MP.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hawk, where's he going?
Oh, to the triangle.
He's fine. He's actually playing carry this game. Okay, this is gonna work out. I want to also point out, look at Notice, he went for the full, like, let's take advantage of Black Hole build, right? Once again, we see Enigmas these days very commonly going for Wraith Pact, but I like that Notice acknowledges that this game is not about the Wraith Pact and the Adelants, but rather about his Black Hole, which is kind of a free Black Hole game.
Yeah, I think his team needs a little bit of oomph, right? No Maelstrom on Hawk. The right clicks, you know, attack speed is well utilized on a hero with good attack speed, obviously. So it's not like the Midas is only for farm. It's also for a touch of damage, but they do need a little bit more. Something to enable the Coddle here on his Illuminates does seem very strong here, especially as Laurel himself is going for the Vessel. No charges in Earn, but eventually when he gets the points in the Solar Bind, they do have some serious kill threat, even against this tanky Kunkka, against this tanky Timber. That sounds real good.
Yeah, that's when this team starts to get online, and hopefully they can get some kills. We'll see. Maybe 1 point at Midnight Pulse, I wouldn't argue against either, you know? Like, instead of maxing Malefice immediately, get the single point in Midnight Pulse so you can have some team fight. Depends on what BetBoom wants to do in this early game.
It's even good for just breaking trees, honestly. Kind of like
yeah,
that.
I think the value point in Midnight Pulse is always useful, but I get why he went for Malefice. It's easier for the lane. Okay, denying Whistle. Interesting, because he took a Sentry Ward down. He hit his own courier as well out of spite. And the hookshot will find Solo. Okay, so Neko has no chill. They missed that rebound, so Solo is tanking a surprising amount. They hit him with Wrath of Nature, though, to make sure they can finally kill him off. As Gilger's the target. Perfectly timed both. Unfortunately, no one stayed there a bit too long. He's gonna eat a Black Hole. They lack damage. He's joining in as well. The Hawk, though, he has no chill. He wants to go for no one, but the supports are falling too quick. North's in trouble as well. Lace just tears right through him. So Neko in trouble. They can't stop DP, and everyone will fall. Na'Vi is quick to respond, and they respond with aggression.
Yeah, I remember when I said earlier that they need 4 heroes to kill no one, and then certainly Na'Vi will do something about it. They're definitely going to do something about it when you dive no one right next to this cliff ward. I mean, the Hawk well played to him. He realized exactly how bad this gank is going, but no one wisely saves the X mark for him. So, you know, the Hawk cancels TP himself just to get in a little bit of extra damage before he goes, but this Kunkka way too tanky early on, and that is a serious thorn in the side here now for Na'Vi. Suneko does now catch him inside the cogs, but it seems like Suneko more trapped inside cogs than known, especially because he pops BKB. Suneko is certainly dead here, as the hookshot is going to go take him absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know if he meant to hookshot the Kunkka, or maybe if he meant to hookshot away, but doesn't matter. I do want to also commend, I'll say this every time I see the Kunkka just once per game, but if you ever think you can get stunned, time the bolt perfectly with X marks the spot and you're golden. And you see this every time. You just need to wait a little bit before actually casting the bolt, and it will hit that target when it gets sent back. You don't have to do anything yourself, and that's the best way to play against, you know, teams with Black Hole potentially, with teams like Rebound, literally, Dispose, literally anything that can interrupt your combo. Always bolt first when you get.
No, and now Maiden. They eat, well, actually no Illuminate damage. Strong is also here. These guys are not too weak against Takado, but there's no mana left for the freezing field. In comes now Gilger. Is everyone being pushed over the hills? Solo. Gilger trying to cliff Solo yet again, but the Sweet and Strong Lightning Bolt at least will prevent that. The Dispose is still on the mark as Solo falling quick. A little freezing field but only for a second. As now in trouble as Laurel hit by the boat. Xmar combo and Batoon will spin him down. There's an Omni Slash already, but too many enemy heroes here for BetBoom. The Na'Vi will accept their losses and actually might even get a little bit more as there's a nice rebound. Oh, and the Dispose stuck inside of the Midnight Pulse as he's going to let loose now on the Omni Slash. Lucky bounces there as he will actually be able to at least cut down Saneko. Blaze as well with a kill onto Gilger, chasing for more, but unlikely to get any more unless no one can find the X. He can't.
That was close. The Hawk rounded that corner at fast enough speed. Seems like he was going in a go-kart there. Dancing himself to safety.
You know, most go-karts are actually pretty fast around corners. Not yours, though.
Well, I was really fast when I hit that wall.
You hit it every single time. You were very good at it.
It was difficult, you know. I mean, after the 5th or 6th time, I thought, surely this go-kart's gonna break.
First time driving a vehicle?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, bicycles?
A motorized vehicle?
Yes. Electric bicycles?
Oh, well...
No, they're different. They're much easier to drive. Anyway. BetBoom. 3-man smoke with Laurel, trying to make use of this vessel charge. Solo might be the one to tank this gank, though.
Black Hole's ready in 10 seconds.
Nope, Thunder God's Wrath reveals the smoke. They don't know where it is, of course, but they reveal
Solo.
somewhere.
Just a
Well,
shy there off the mark from Saneko.
you've seen that Gilger's actually going to go for the same build that we've seen on the 5 Marcies, which is Blink first, as opposed to the Aethelins. I like this better, actually.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Gives you a more instant initiation, right? So you don't depend on rebound.
I think the second week of DPC, when I did a really deep dive on Marcy and her stats at the time, I did notice that this was the more popular build in pubs, and then people still kept going Aether Lens. So I just don't think I like Aether Lens at all on this hero. Sweet and Strong is going to kick off this fight, though. Saneko being spun down by Batoon, an easy kill there. Gilger looking for the TP out, but Solo is going to have the Frostbite ready in time, and lays with a very easy double clip. This has not been a good clip to fight around here for BetBoom.
The revenge of Solo, after dying so many times, finally gets the supports back.
And again,
he's going to have to do a couple of those.
It's his D-ward as well. Now circles drawn on the map. He wants the enemy jungle, but standing in his way is this tier 1 tower.
Exactly, so that's why they go directly for it. Lays is close to his Sky and Sun. She's scaling well. He knows this is a pretty good game for him as long as Ricardo's kept under control. And they've been managing to do that pretty well. The Ricardo has not been as overwhelming as it's felt in the past. I think the Kunkka solution was a pretty good one.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely agree there. The Kunkka as well, setting a tempo, easily turning a lot of these team fights, basically just by himself. He's just an incredible all-in-one team fight machine. And with BKB, he can even now be almost completely immune to the burst magic damage that Coddle brings. Coddle, who, by the way, is going for BKB himself early on, as probably as a solution, I would say, to the very Kunkka himself.
Okay. I think they need to give Natus some reform then, as a result, or some more space rather than form. So Nico gets hit by the ghost ship, sent out of Cogs. Solo's back for his revenge, but unfortunately the CM has no mana for Freezing Field ever, and they're also afraid of the Hawk coming in.
That was a boat with Arcane Rune, so he has another one in 30 seconds, hence the liberal use there for no one.
Yeah, fair enough. Pluck is actually surprisingly tanky, so he's not an easy kill to take.
Might as well just throw it. Dissuade from any kind of fight happening there with Rum Buff, even though he didn't hit the boat on himself, but no matter. No harm, no foul for no one. Yeah, exactly.
Theoretically can happen, yeah. Alright, how are the Midas advancing now for both carries? Who's utilizing it better? They're actually surprisingly equal here.
Yes, they are.
But Batoon has Maelstrom. Shouldn't he be farming a bit faster? Or maybe the Hawk is just joining more fights?
Yeah, the Hawk can join a bit more fights. He can just teleport around the map to the most efficient part, right? It's a bit easier to farm the map on NP when you can just, start in the triangle, farm through your jungle, and then at the minute, repeat the same thing, and because you just TP back into your triangle. Yeah, I feel like you can have much more efficient farm patterns on this guy.
Also, sometimes you just Wrath of Nature to help the team fight, and you get a bunch of last hits along the way.
Yeah, I mean, or you just steal farm from anyone else you see on the map. Yeah, either or.
I don't think good MPs do that. Like the I'll press R whenever it's off cooldown is not something I ever see in competitive MPs.
Big cleave coming. No one with the Shadow Blade is going to murder all of the Eidolons, but he can't quite cut through the greater treants. Okay. The Roche, though, is seemingly going to go the way here of Na'Vi. Tier 2 is just taking chip damage from creeps that should alert BetBoom to what's going on, especially now evidently clear, now that Seneko has tossed in the Rocket Flare. However, not in a position to contest here are the heroes of BetBoom, so they will let Roche, number 1, go into the hands of the Juggernaut.
Yep. Not bad. In terms of scaling, I'd probably say that Jug... Oh, wait. Maze? He is solo in the bottom lane. They have Black Hole available, so I don't know if they want to go help him too much either, but BetBoom, wary of Navi's potential.
No, they want to fight around this ward. If they have to fight, they would like to fight underneath this ward and not really too far underneath Na'Vi vision, close to the high grounds, a bit scarier. They'll just take the retreat. They don't know how many heroes were coming. It was 4, so a good move.
I agree. I also think that BKB is so close for Enigma that you might as well just wait for it. Like, yeah, free tower, take it, you know, but let's not force fight. So I respect this. There's something that when BetBoom was, we were noticing in the major, right? Like, they had a lot of discipline for what is it? A lot of young players. I don't know how the Hawk treats them, but it's working.
You have to do max reps if you don't listen to the Hawk in comms.
You have to do actually 10 push-ups with the Hawk on top of you.
That was the Brainway. You remember? They had I forgot his name, unfortunately, but they had the personal trainer when they were playing the DPC season at the Level Up facility.
That's true. That's what Level Up actually stands for. It was to level up your muscles.
So Spartan, you know, just challenging the boys to a push-up competition. Good blink back from Gilger.
He was ex-military, so it makes sense, right? Ex-Special Forces of all things. That's where names comes from.
Is under attack.
That's a Spartan. What the next iteration of Brain will be, but they are not in the qualifiers, so no chance to see them in Malaysia.
No, which would be unfortunate. Which is unfortunate because they're always great lads.
Yeah. And Navi, although I believe it was a different Navi at the time, the roster with General has got some good pedigree in these ESL One tournaments. Hold that thought. I think we're gonna fight.
Radiant's bottom tower.
No one.
No one. Okay, sees the Hawk. Charges with the boat. We have Orchid, so at least they've tried to prevent the combo, but like I said, just time it correctly. The Hawk, though, is now fighting Vatoon. Can they cancel his TP? The damage is sufficient. They get a crit towards the end. A solo starts dancing, and Soneko will start falling. They need one more hit to do the trick. Vatoon needs to be faster. It's going to be no one that finishes him off with a cleave.
Nice cleave. Yeah, pretty big kill there, and that is this ward paying off specifically that the Hawk has just pinged, as he did get X marked from out of vision. So nice job by Navi capitalizing on a ward that they put down earlier. BetBoom had very good vision in the area with this one just expiring and this cliff ward behind, as well as control of the outpost. So they did feel really confident in that position, but a sneaky ward from Navi is going to undermine all of that and get 2 extra pickoffs. And now Lays building a BKB zone, although it does have TPs coming. Seneko, Rocket Flare, nice dispose. This is a difficult kill, but guess who's back? It's the Hawk. And even now with the percentage-based damage, they will struggle to kind of get through him. The Vessel debuff is just not here. Coddle did not bots in. Now Sweet and Strong maybe looking for revenge as they do leave Seneko behind to go for a D ward. He's got hook shots, but no chance to use it. Sweet and Strong will commit the ultimate for the kill. Top lane Laurel is being hunted by Vatoon. Oh, Omnislash committed? And I think Laurel is just dead.
Okay. Laurel falls here to Vatoon, and this allows him to probably take this tier 2 top, right? It's very close to dying anyway. Opens up the jungle completely for them. They can take the outpost here. BetBoom is slowly losing map control. As a no one. He's a curve, but his objective is actually Gilger. The curve indicates someone's probably in the trees. Gilger, maybe too far advanced, and yeah, they don't even need no one here. He's gonna keep his invisibility.
Oh, nice job there on the Sprout. Just making sure no one could chase him. If there was an invisible pirate captain behind him, he would be stuck behind those trees. As the Hawk is kind of stuck on his itemization, to be quite honest. He's now resorting to his favorite move, which is teleport into the enemy triangle and steal their farm. The Radiant scan actually predicting this is just off the mark. So it seems like he'll be able to get away with this. And in fact, he's going to find a courier. That's the Manta style of Vatoon. Now dead. Only the Yasha remains. His whole solo is going to be hit with the hookshot of Seneko. Notice he easily has enough damage for the kill, and I believe it'll go to Laurel.
Nice the Hawk stole the enemy triangle.
Yeah.
That is quite the play here, as no one was unable to prevent his TP in time. Does he have BKB yet? No, not yet, so he is still vulnerable to the X.
And that's pretty major, right? Because yes, steals the triangle, but he kills the Manta style of Juggernauts. It was on the courier, which means that Vatoon is actually vulnerable now still to the silence. That's important for Dahak's own game. He still has a way to kill the Jug for now.
Dire are scanning.
He will hang back and continue farming.
Radiant's
Wants to get his
top tower
BKB
is under
online.
attack.
Right now, though, no one from Navi,
This'll come in
not
handy.
the player, I mean, as no single human soul showing on the map as they hang it down behind their tier 2 mid. Expecting
Yeah, good
Radiant
choice.
structures are
to play quite aggressively.
This game is never over for BetBoom as long as the
Radiant's
Enigma has
top
Black Hole,
tower
right?
is
So
under
they're always
attack.
trusting that as long as they can get a really good team fight. Obviously, it gets harder and harder, but it's never completely over for them. And that's why Navi's a little bit wary. They go for their own smoke, but they leave the Zeus away. He doesn't have Nimbus yet, so his only use right now is Thunder God's Wrath. Nimbus will be
This is a
useful
great
against
smoke.
the
This is
Black
a great
Hole.
smoke. Sorry to cut you off. Look at the vision that BetBoom have. They will not be expecting this. They've got really good vision.
No, but BetBoom was blocking this by Soneko, though.
Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, fantastic position by Soneko there. He needs to be the one standing there breaking the smoke. Of course, he's also doing a bit of farming, being efficient. But that is great map awareness from BetBoom. That is also Aegis reclaimed by well, just by time, by no one, right? I guess by Roche. He reclaims Aegis, and Vitoon has got his extra slot ready to go. Middle.
Blink Dagger from Gilgert. Okay, there you go. Fine lays. And do they commit the Black Hole? They do not.
They didn't even commit a vessel charge.
They don't, actually, yeah. Threaten the Timber Saw a little bit, but they know the position they're in, right? If they go for these team fights, they gotta have, like, a big one. Take 2 or 3 big objectives here.
Oh, well,
Their resources are super valuable.
Excuse me?
Okay, that is wild. He is going to die for this. Sweden Strong might die as a result. No, not even.
Oh, man. That's pretty brutal. That's kind of the problem with these wards that are unlikely to be dewarded, right? And you can see Sweden Strong pings it. He's like, he didn't see Jug coming from this direction. He only saw the Zeus coming on both of these wards. So he completes the TP right as Jug gets revealed on this ward, and then it's just kind of an embarrassing
Radiant's
moment for him.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's unlucky, but that's also just a high-risk play that the Hawk likes to make.
Axe pick up on the Zeus at least. Okay. That's going to help hunt down the Hawk as well. Yeah, until that BKB comes out, I don't think you can make these high-risk plays anymore, though. I think you just need to wait for that BKB to come out on the Hawk. Oh, Gilgert has been will be seen soon by Lays. Drops down the sentry. Make sure there's no wards. Lays, he gets the wrong set of trees, but don't worry, Batum gets the right one.
Radiant's courier
This is why
has been
Gilgert's forced to use his rebound and blink. Nimbus to give
Radiant's
vision.
bottom tower
Gilgert, where are
is
you
under
going,
attack.
buddy? He is making a lot of space for his team, though. I think the Chuck'em will... Oh, miss. Never mind.
Well, he doesn't have anything to rebound to, unfortunately, so it seems like Vitoon
Go, Gilgert,
only
to the
needs
trees!
one
To
extra
the
attack.
trees!
Oh, good effort. Good effort there.
Yeah, it was good effort. He almost got it close enough.
Nearly. BetBoom, though, kind of, I mean, they do a great job of, you know, playing around the map and making space, but the game just gets a bit difficult for them, doesn't it? They are masters at this delay in the game strategy, as no one. He's got BKB, he can just use it at a whim. Soneko caught inside his own cogs now. Still has hookshot, is gonna miss onto Noticed. That'll trigger a laugh from no one.
Yeah, I agree. Like, your carry certainly does not seem like it's going to skill as well as Juggernaut, right, at one point, but there is a moment in the game where it's all about the team fight. So, like, 40, 50 minutes in, as long as you get a good black hole, the Jug can die. So maybe that's what they're waiting for. Endless delay like that. I think they have really good tools to delay this game. Between Marcy, Cotto, and NP, the high ground is hard for Navi. And they also don't have the best high grounders. Jugger is great, but Timbersaw useless in the high ground, and Coca just walks over like he doesn't do much either.
Nope. And now, I mean, this might be a game where Timber honestly goes 0 deaths. He is playing very well. He's got a BKB for himself as well, so does not really have to fear the damage of, say, even a Coddle at this stage. It's got to be a fantastic black hole.
I gotta say though, I love Laze's choice. He acknowledges he's probably the most useless part of the team fight when it comes to high ground, right? So he's going for a Blink Dagger. We have seen this on Timber before. It's not the most uncommon build.
Oh, wow.
But it's usually
Marcy.
when you want to go.
Oh, no, Gilgert. Okay, gets the rebound off at least. No one giving chase. Can't hit him with the cleave. Nope,
Oh.
he dies in the tower.
Tier 3, never mind. I disrespected that damage. 172. tip. I don't know why Gilgert tipped Sweden Strong. I guess he's just proud.
It was a good play. And that's the
Oh,
issue
okay.
with Marcy first item Blink Dagger and why you see a lot of Marcys go for Aethers is because you need to get right in their face. And honestly, it's a pretty long cast animation. Even without the Heavenly jump to debuff, it takes forever for you to actually get that thing off. So good response time there by Sweden Strong. It's his solo kill, essentially. But for Gilgert, again, just trying to make these desperate plays. Unfortunately, this one's going to come at a bad time as Roche number 2 is up and will probably be knocked down by Navi. Aegis and a Shard. Aegis for Batoon. Shard. Oh, we'll see who actually gets it. Seems like Lays will get his flamethrower. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Also a little, right? They're kind of itemizing him to be a bit more useful in the side ground push. Just great. They know they have to deal with this Coddle somehow. Batoon will lead this charge. So Neko distracting Navi. Or perhaps baiting Navi. As we do see BetBoom nearby, considering the initiation. The Hawk also pushing down bottom. This time he has the BKB, so he's not going to be stopped. And Batoon tries to get the bash off the Omni Slash. Not going to work out. As now Notice gets noticed here. Nimbus used. Laurel's forced to BKB to not get X marked back. But Noticed could be in trouble. There's the Jug going directly for Gilgert. Gilgert gets spinned to death. As Noticed tries to TP with a BKB. The damage is not high enough, so they won't be able to cancel that TP.
No one's still chasing
No
Laurel,
one-
though.
Okay, Laurel is just illuminating in the middle of this lane. No one thinks this is really cute. Lets him finish the illuminate. Now X marks, trying to get as much time as possible, sending him back, but no stun to set up for.
Yep.
Until Sweden Strong joins in. There's a slow from Heavenly Jump. We also have the Lightning Bolt as well for Laurel to give vision, but the reinforcements are a little bit too late.
Now, this is going to be a bit of a problem, right? Laurel does use his last Vessel charge in that fight. He's now got E-Blade, so the burst magic damage is now immense from him. But this Vessel is really, really important against the Timbers regen, against the Jug healing ward, and of course against the tanky Kunkka in general. You really want this percentage base damage to be doing that much more work. So they need to find a pick-off now for BetBoom to enable that. But they do at least conserve Black Hole. They don't actually end up using it in that fight. Navi, even with Aegis, still can't quite push up to high ground. They are going to secure a bit more of the map.
Radiant's bottom tower is
The
under
push
attack.
down bottom from the Treants here from BetBoom. We'll be able to take this tier
Radiant's
3.
bottom tower has
So at
fallen.
least that's working out for them, right? The split pushing by the Hawk is starting to bear fruit.
And by the
Or
way,
Bear
this
Tree.
is... Gilgert has queued up now the Aether Lens, right? So that's exactly why Marcy's tend to go for this build. It's not a build I completely am in love with here, the, ignoring sidekick. But it's the one he's decided for. And perhaps
No,
with
well,
the
yeah.
kind of, team fights that he's been kind of initiating on, maybe it's the right build for him this game. At least that's what he thinks.
Sure, I think in a losing game, this build probably looks a little bit better, but I am still more in love with Blink BKB build where you max Psychic early. But of course, then you'd have much more impact by now.
Radiant's
Right?
Wow,
He
this
didn't
is-
go for
Whoa,
that
whoa,
build.
oh, there's Dahak. Okay, Dahak, I
He
think it's time
is.
to leave.
Has BKB still, so he can BKB TP, but the Jug is still scary. There's the Nimbus. The Hawk just run. Just run, it's fine, the Hawk, you don't need to TP.
Radiant's top tower.
Nice.
is
Oh,
under
he actually
attack.
keeping the Brigand's Blade. There we go. Now stops for the Enchanted Quiver. Much more useful.
Both teams actually missing still quite a few tier 3 neutrals. If this was an NA game, they'd immediately farm all the neutrals.
Nope, the Silent Vice catches Gilgert. Turn into a pig, now a little barbecue. Batoon comes here to help cut it. Good family day out.
Nice
Neko.
cookout.
Okay, well, Batoon just farms the cogs. Typical carry behavior. Distracted by cogs. He is dying to the Midnight Pulse, and I think he's realized that healing ward doesn't help you enough.
Shaneko as well. Big whiff there, unfortunately, on the hook shot, as that's half of Solo's HP. They're going to look maybe for the kill, but Lay's counter-initiated now, forces the BKB
Whoa.
of Laurel. There's the Swift Slash into the Omni Slash. It's only the Hawk as the single target, so he will fall. There's a disconnect from no one, and as well as actually from Lay's, so it seems like a network issue.
Well, the Jug was such a beautiful play. It lagged the braid, of course. Using the Swift Slash, which has a higher range, right, than to use the Omni Slash afterwards. I love the no hesitation style from Batoon. I will say though that I don't know how you're coming back from this. Like you kind of need the MP to use the black hole effectively.
Yep.
Feels like we haven't really seen a single black hole by Notice this game.
We saw
also,
one,
of course,
yeah.
right, in the early, right, but we haven't seen one that's a team fight black hole.
That's right.
And also you have the shard now on Juggernaut, so if you Blade Fury before the black hole hits, you might just stun him by accident. Depending on his positioning. It's like actually a hard enigma game now.
It is, yeah. Yeah, no, it's not looking too great. Like, this was the one win condition, or the thing to break the win condition for BetBoom that I spoke about in draft, right? This Basher with Swift Slash especially, like you said, for the increased range, does give you at least a bit there. And we've got, it's apparently an ask for 5 minutes out from Vitoon, saying they have got some network issues here.
Just 5 minutes, but that's going to be fine. That's within the rules, no matter what. So it's going to be okay. BetBoom can have some time to think of their strategy. How do we deal damage with only a Coddle and Enigma? This is the puzzle for you. Solve it.
Yep, it's gonna be difficult, that one, right? The BKB is still ready to go, I believe, on everyone. Jug, of course, does not have one, but he still has spin ready in 2 seconds. That doesn't really feel like, even if you get a black hole, if they manage to get BKBs, it's gonna be difficult. Oh, that was a fast 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, that time is apparently not linear today, Richie.
No, it is not.
Maybe they remember that when we have the 3-hour break.
That'd be nice.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But it seems like with the Fortify, Navi will have to regroup for another push up to the high ground. However, of course, they still have Aegis, Omni on cooldown for another 2 minutes. However, the Swift Slash ready to go as Gilger was hoping for a cheeky little disposed, but not going to be able to find one there versus Platoon.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The flamethrower will help push a little bit. Oh, it deals deadlines too. Look at this useful flamethrower. Dispose lays off. I don't think that's going to help you too much. Oh, Black Hole once again still available, but you just lost your clockwork. Notice just waiting for the carry. It's a patient one. This
it is. He's got to be patient. Yeah, he's got to be very patient on the Black Hole, I'd say. Soneko does have the buyback. You're okay with losing this one lane of barracks. Nice little rebound. Just get away. Just throw Batoon as far as you can from the barracks. He's back eventually.
Yep.
But yeah,
Okay.
things are looking difficult.
The Hawk is back. Will Navi also back?
Oh, look, the Hawk. He's scouted a DD run. This is maybe a win condition.
Yeah. Yeah, he took it, and he's gonna dance. There we go, the Hawk. Enjoy
And
yourself,
where will he
buddy.
go? Will he go into the enemy triangle and farm with it? It
What
looks
is
like
Gilger
he
doing?
is.
Oh, Gilger TP tier 1 bottom. I think they can just kill him. Or maybe they're not confident. There's a freezing from Solo. Gilger activates the Unleash to dispel the Frostbite. Laurel's charging the Illuminate. Solo seems to be the only one who wants to
Here's the
fight this.
Hawk.
There we go. Solo, some help finally for him. He's just gonna die in the middle of that Nimbus. But unfortunately, they will lose 2 supports for this.
Yep, the Hawk clears the Nimbus. Does give him the mobility he needs in the fight, but it's a 2-for-1 trade here for the Maiden. And BetBoom are going to be forced to basically be happy with that, so they will TP away. Although, I say that, and the Hawk still looking maybe for a bit of a fight. Lightning Bolt to scout the ward. Sweden Strong could be the target, but Lays is nearby.
Oh, bounty!
Seems like he's not going to be able to get the Shadow Blade effect here. Oh, he's going to have to go at it again. Laurel pushing out mid as desperately as possible. He's got only a Staff of Wizardry in his quick buy, and dare I say that actually might be for a Dagon? I don't know. I wonder what he's got in mind with that Staff of Wizardry. Dagon, Ags, Rod of Atos, Yule's Scepter perhaps? Yule's might not be that bad of a choice.
Yeah, the lone Staff of Wizardry is menacing in itself, right?
So many things you can build it into. Like shop.
I mean, you already have the E-Blade. I suppose Dagon at this point, like, what else would you like? 4-staff, maybe? He's kind of a good 4-staff game. But it also feels like this card. Oh, now he's gone for the load Voidstone, Richie.
Okay.
But he's bought something, though.
Seems like it's Yule's then.
Yep. Okay, he's going component by component for the Yules. This is very fascinating. He's trying to play a game with the casters.
Yeah, some people really like shopping just piecewise, right? They don't want to go to the whole store and buy the whole cake. They want to buy the milk and the eggs and the flour.
It's macro versus micro shopping. Now you support small businesses by doing this.
Oh, who have they caught? Have they caught the Hawk? They have. Oh, wow. Swift Slash there just used for the kill. That looked very easy, very quick, as they also find Gilger top lane. Lays will cut him down. They knew the rat was somewhere nearby because he was throwing in the treants onto the structures, but they went and found him.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Back so soon.
So, top lane is lane of choice now for Na'Vi. It's the only structure they can currently push, with the tier 1 still standing down bottom in favor of BetBoom. Lays slow to a crawl there, but someone's got just a flash, or is that a full Wraith Pact? Oh, it's a full Wraith Pact on the Maiden. And there it is. Gilgur does get at least a dispose back and is going to quickly rebound back into safety. Relative safety anyway, where Natus is standing behind him with a black hole. Seneko with the hook shot in. They have black hole. Finally going to go for it. There's the buyback from Dahak. They need him here instantly right now before the run buff can hit. And the dispose will ensure that he never receives even a drop of that Captain Coco's rum. Blaze, though, just pops the BKB, and I think he's out of here. But a good hold from BetBoom. It does cost the buyback, however, of Dahak.
Yeah, but it's fine. They have a second black hole still, which is honestly more important than buyback at this point. You know, it's all about the black holes. And they finally realize they just have to use them. The refresher gave a little bit more liberty when fighting. And hopefully, BetBoom on their way to recovery. You know, just 26k more to go, Richie. They already got a godlike streak of the Juggernaut.
They did.
Of course, if you're Na'Vi, now you're thinking, just wait for the Roche.
Went to
And
Dahak.
this will make their black holes impossible.
Exactly who you want it to go to be honest. And I think he's going to put that money to use immediately. Buy a Crystallis.
Okay, they need just more damage to Pierce's BKB, just more raw damage.
Okay, smoke gank is obvious now. Na'Vi.
Yep.
Still in their triangle. Gilgur, though, blinking forward. Does see Lays, who blinks back himself with his own blink dagger. Vision being erected by both teams now as Gilgur claims control of the cliff and the relative high ground area.
Wraith back to Scout. Interesting use there by Solo.
I don't think it gives vision, though, does it?
Oh, was it not?
Well, it appears it does. Well, it's hard to tell with the Zeus vision and the ward here.
Yeah,
I guess
right? Why would it not?
guess it does give vision. Yeah, it totally gives vision.
Why would it not?
I don't know. Like, for example, Witch Doctor Ward doesn't give vision.
Well, sure.
Well, I mean, the Tombstone doesn't give vision by itself.
That's more healing ward does.
Does it? I didn't know that. I didn't know certain wards had vision.
He is going to die. Bye.
Base for Roche.
There's still a black hole though. They have to kind of use it to protect the Roche at this point, unless the Hawk just wants to compete against Lays. It's kind of working, but no, Lays takes the Roche. The Hawk at least takes the things from the Roche. He needs the Aegis. Drop the Midas. There we go. The Hawk goes back home, but he's gonna die. That's gonna be his first life gone. So that's cheese. Now, I don't know if he's gonna swallow the axe. Probably not worth it. The boat is actually perfectly timed. So the cheese is not gonna be used. Goodbye to the Hawk. Notice it's forced to TP. No, Basher hits from Vitoon, which allows Notice to go back home. And that means you still have a black hole, 2 black holes in fact in 20 seconds, but there's no Tahak here. Who got given the axe here? They just drop it in base, okay? Nobody's taking it just yet.
Yes, you
Frankly, just give it to the Enigma.
Yep.
There we go, there we go. It's all Enigma or bust now. So Mako also died just to make it more exciting, you know? Make sure there's more pressure here for Notice.
They are going to get this top lane of barracks, but if they want to get Megos and make it clean, they're going to have to go all the way back to the tier 1 tower, which I doubt they will do at this stage of the game with the Hawk dead without buyback now. Team straight on tier 4 towers. Gilgur instantly hexes Lays as well with his own hex on the backline. Enigma stuck inside the Nimbus as well. He's going to refresh, needs to get off a BKB, but the Swift Slash and one big crit from Vitoon on the way out will seal this game 1 for Na'Vi. GG well played called, and Na'Vi lead 1-0 here in the lower bracket semis.
Well, I think that was a pretty dominant performance by Na'Vi. Yes, I pointed out that I think they always had a chance because of the Enigma, which is why we were concentrating on that. Right?
Yep.
But